Aloha, siblings, and welcome to Minetest Monday for, let's see, what is it, September 15th. And yeah, I guess that's about it, really. It's Minetest Monday. So let me do the typical YouTube thing. Please, subscribe, like, comment, share to your friends, that sort of stuff, right? We all know how that goes. Oh, I forgot to tell you to click that notification bell. Let's see. I also have social media links in the description. There is a Patreon link. The Patreon is $1 a month tip jar. If you don't feel like giving me $1 a month, but maybe you'd like to just give me $1, there's a thank you button. It's a YouTube thing. If you're not, yeah, but you don't have to, right? It's whatever. It's fine. Okay, so there's questions that I often get, like why don't I play Minecraft instead of Minetest? I play Minetest because I am not a fan of Microsoft. They have predatory business practices. I'm not a fan of the OS. I prefer Linux. Well, there you go. So I'm using Minetest. It's an open source thing, and to me it looks like it has more stuff to offer that I'm interested in. So there we go. So yeah, stop telling me to play Minecraft. I'm not going to play Minecraft. Let's see what else. Oh, I also know that I can hold buttons down for, just for walking around and flying and all that stuff. But I do a lot of times just click, click, click because I like the clicky sounds, and so do other people for ASMR. And I am an ASMR channel, or my channel is an ASMR channel. I'm a human being. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just a floating head. And for those of you who are curious, I guess just to, destroy the illusion, I am wearing a green suit. So there you go. Is there anything else I need to say about stuff? Oh, I often don't mention it, but I have, I do a live stream every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Pacific. Right now it's Pacific Daylight Time, but Pacific Time, UTC -7. And is there anything else I need to talk about? I think that might be about it. So, okay, I guess we're going to go off and let's play some Minetest, shall we? Alright, let's switch over to here into this. Yay, there's that. Let's go here, let's say play the game. Okay, some of you will go, hey, that's not where you were. Yeah, I know, it's not where I was when I left you guys last. But I had to fiddle with the volumes and stuff again to see if I could, I don't know, just, it's going to be a thing I'm going to keep tinkering with for a while, I believe. Let's fly. And so let's do, so we can just look around and see what's what for a little bit. And also just to do a brief kind of description of what's going on for those people who might be new. So I guess let's start over here. So this is an early structure that I made that we're flying towards. And yeah, I mean, that's it. It's a structure that I started. But I started using these walls because I thought they would make good walls. But the walls, like you can see even from up here, well, here, let's just go over there and then we'll drop down. So, let's see, we're getting over here. Alright, is that where I am? I don't know. Yeah, close. Alright. So see how they have this little, and then you can see how it leaves these gaps. Anyway, so I didn't like that because that doesn't seem to me like it's a good way to have a wall for a home or anything like that. So it's basically it's a barrier wall, right, for like putting around your garden or something, to keep people and or animals out, kind of thing. And of course that's just a little kind of fenced in area. Let's go ahead and go over here because there's, let's see if I can. Oops. There we go. And there we go. So let's see, I do this, right? Oh, nope. There we go. I forget that it's So this was just sort of a, I think I was going to think about this being like a yard for the place. Anyway, so this is currently an abandoned place. Up. And you can see I have lamps all over the place. Oh, you know, look at the sky. I really like this whole thing. It's a fun world for me. All right, let's fly for a bit. Just cause. Let's go up. That's high enough, I think. And we're going to go over here. Okay, so I think, oh, I don't remember what order I built things in now. I think I built this sort of bunker looking thing here. Well, it's not really a bunker, is it, because of all that glass, but anyway, you get the idea. I think I built this first, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's stop flying and come down. So it's sort of just a platform, right? Yeah, so I can kind of look around. Alright, let's just go down here. You know, here, let's do that. There we go. Oopsie daisy. Alright, so here is... Alright, I don't know what I'll do with this. I might, you know, in the future I may dismantle some of these things or modify them or whatever when I start actually building a world. Okay, there's another thing I get asked. Will I ever play... will I ever play, like, not in creative mode, right, like survival mode? And I probably will. I just want to play around with, well, just wandering around and, of course, building. And at some point, I don't know, I will play somebody else's game, you know, at some point. And I'm also, ultimately, I want to build this world to the place that it's playable, you know what I mean? And if I'm happy enough with it, oops, I'm going the wrong way, I don't want to go this way. I want to go back that way. What am I doing? Oh, here, let's look at this real quick. Forgot this stuff was here. Oops, what am I doing? Wrong button, there we go. Alright. So I built this just because it's, these are all glass, right? Glass bricks. And put a lamp inside of it. Because I just wanted to see what it would look like, you know what I mean? I was just curious. And I do think it's kind of cool. So this is another thing that's likely to get dismantled, but I might repeat this idea in my actual building, which is this way. And actually, let's go around this way like this. I hope it's, well, there's a bed over here too, so. Oh, and somebody wrote to me that there's a code that I could do to not have to keep going to the bed, which I will probably go back and take note of and utilize at some point in the future. But right now I kind of like the whole silly, you know, wandering around because I'm a noob sort of guy. I don't know. I just find it amusing and interesting. So for the moment, I'm just going to go, when I don't feel like walking around in the dark, I'll just go to one of my beds. I have them all over the place. Well, maybe not all over the place, but I think I've got 3, maybe 4. I don't remember. Okay, so this is the entryway for my house. So let me go back out. Oh, you know, let's go find the bed. Oops, wrong way. Let's go find the bed. All right, I'm going to start slowing down. I keep getting too amped up when I'm playing this. So, and so here is the bed. All right. There we go. Now I've slept and I'm awake, and there it's morning. All right, so let's go back out this way, and I'll give you guys a proper tour of the property. Let's go out a little bit way so you can see what's going on here. All right, so it's a pretty decent sized place, and the first floor isn't going to have any windows, but I will have skylights and stuff like that, just for light. And then on the second floor, I think, is where I'll make more observatory-like thing with big windows so you can look out and see the view and all that kind of thing. So you come in here, right? And so this is just like toot toot. And so there's not really going to be a front door. You just come in this pathway. And now you're in the place. Right? So I'm kind of purposely leaving a lot of stuff. Well, this won't. I will put a floor in here at some point. I hope that didn't make you guys too dizzy. So I will put a floor in here at some point. I guess let's go, well, I'll save that for last because that's what I'm kind of working on. And, okay, so this way, this will all be floored at some point, either with the slabs or bricks. Somebody recommended I just use the bricks, and yeah, I kind of get that, but I like the weird floaty effect at times. So I think the thing will be, if I want it to go raised up a bit, I'll just put the slab down, but if I want it to be flush with the existing ground, I'll just excavate it and put a block down. I think maybe that'll be how I make those decisions. So I guess it'll just depend, right? You know, like in here, I think I might excavate and put blocks down because I kind of like where the position of the ground is here. And we'll come all the way in here. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to put in that room, but anyway, let's come back out here, and this takes us back to the main hall. Okay, and now let's go into here. This is just another, like, common living area place. I don't know exactly what I'll put in here. So I guess this might be akin to like a gigantic living room, whereas that's just sort of, let's come back out here. So in here, there's going to be a stairway. I think I'll put it over here, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe over here. I don't know. So this room will be the living room. And all right, so and I'm also going to have the rooms sort of follow the natural terrain on purpose. But and there will be places where I will leave it, you know, like bringing the outdoors in kind of thing. But there's a specific place for that. So I'm thinking when I get sufficiently, oh, is that a butterfly over there? Cool. When I'm sufficiently experienced in the game, and I'm going to be building mods and that sort of thing eventually, I'm going to make stuff so that I can have, I don't remember which room I want to do it in. I think it's going to be in this room. So I might screw with this stuff here to make it be more, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a 2-channel hi-fi room. Right? And yeah, this is just a silly thing, but right. So clearly I'll have to make objects that look like speakers, and you know, I think I might even make it like old school hi-fi, like, you know, with reel-to-reel and a turntable and, you know, that kind of thing. So, all right, so back into the living room. And let's go over into this room. Oh, you know, you guys may or may not see some weird flashy of lights crossing my face. Like there, you guys see it right there. Maybe it won't do it again. Anyway, so in my window, I only have one window in my little live workspace. And I like rainbows, so I bought a bunch of those. I have 28 of them currently, of those little rainbow prism things you hang in your window. And I'm going to get more. So anyway, at the certain times of day, usually this in the morning, which is when I'm recording this, so I can get it out later today. Well, the sun's at the right angle, so it hits a a lot of them, and yippee I get rainbows all over the walls. But sometimes they kind of just move a little bit from, I guess air currents in the room. And yeah, so there's going to be at least, there we go, up. I guess it's kind of subtle and you might not be able to notice it, but anyway. Let's see where I'm at now. This is back into the living room area. And so let's go this way. This is sort of the kitchen and dining area this way. So this room will be the dining room. And all these rooms are pretty huge, right? Each of these, well, my size estimation is that each of these blocks is 3 feet. And I just chose that sort of size in my own mind because the bed over there is 2 spaces big. And so I'm going to say, okay, so the bed's got to be like 6-something feet, you know what I mean? Just because that's kind of a standard thing, right? And maybe they're 7 feet, I don't remember. But whatever, anyway, so I'm just calling it 6 feet. So these are all roughly 3 feet. I mean, it's not like I have to be terribly, accurate or precise or whatever. Okay, anyway, this will be the living room. Here, let me fly so you can see a little bit of it from. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to make, I'm not sure. I want to make some big tables so like I could possibly entertain like some gigantic amount of people, right? Because, well, we can see, right? If let's, well, let me stop flying now. Boink. All right, so let's get over here more. So, click the wrong button. Build W forward. All right, so if we look at that's 1, 2, 3. Come on, 4, 5, 6. That was still just 6, isn't it? Right? Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. So what is 13 times 3? Is it 39 feet? So it's 39 feet by whatever, right? That's a pretty big. Oh, my stomach just growled. Yikes. That's a pretty big living room. All right. I'm going to figure something out that's better, and then I'll probably put a stairway thing, because this is the kitchen area. So I think the way it's going to work is, let's go all the way down in here. Okay. So this is the entrance. I'm going to put different doors ultimately, but I just stuck these in there just to have doors for the moment. This will be the entrance to the outside into the kitchen, so that you don't have to go all the way through the whole house to bring stuff into the kitchen, right? And so this area I'm going to use as storage, like covered larder kind of stuff, right? Pantry. So yeah, food storage. Well, you get the idea. And over here will be where stuff is actually made. So I'll probably have ovens and things over here just because it seems like, oh, let's put the ovens on, like whatever this is, stone floor. Yeah, and this one I'll do, like the suggestion was, I'll excavate this and put blocks because I like the level of this. Although, I'm just thinking, because it pops into my mind now and again, that maybe I should lower this, to be honest. Right, because this is a kitchen, and do you want to be, like if you're carrying dishes of food out to the, to, like, hey, everybody, dinner's ready, come on in here, and I'm bringing all these plates out, or maybe since this is such a grand house, like maybe I have servants or something, right, you know what I mean, and, right, but see, I don't know, do you want to be walking up and down a stair when you're carrying dishes of food, so I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to excavate this doubly down, right, 2 layers down, ultimately, so it's a lot of construction work, right, so that you can just walk smoothly out. But anyway, this will be where you, like I guess this over here, I'll have like a prep station, you know what I mean, and here's where you cook things, and then maybe there'll be like a table or something over here so you can do like final, if you're going to put garnishes on, or you know, that kind of thing, whatever. And then you go out that way to go back to the dining room. All right. So another place, couple of places to show you, and then I will get you doing some building. So let's kind of slow down a bit, Bill. Let's go over this way. And let's go up over here. And I don't know what's going to be in here. I have no idea. And in here. Alright, so this is going to be outdoors on the inside kind of thing. So I'm going to, oh man, I forgot to make note of their name. I'm sorry about that. But it was suggested that what I should do is have a tree over here to, you know, okay, so here, let me show you what I mean. Because when I built this, I got these off, right? So if I look here, like at this one there, then I turn around, right? It's not quite, right, if I'm looking here, doink, doink, right, like that. Oh no, it's not lining up with the wall, right? It's like they're one off. And I didn't feel like tearing down a wall and rebuilding it. And I kind of like the idea that it's a little offset. So anyway, so it was suggested I could put like a tree here. And so it would match this side over here. And then I could put some kind of gate, you know. So I like the idea of that. That's kind of cool. Because it goes with the theme of outdoors coming inside kind of thing, you know. Anyway, sorry for forgetting your name, but it's a great suggestion. And I'm open to suggestions if people want to, you know, say, hey, Bill, you should now. Although I will welcome suggestions, it doesn't mean I will automatically, you know, take you up on it. I might go, yeah, that's cool, but it's not something I'm going to do. You know, so please don't get offended if that's that. I just get to be finicky, and I can also be a bit of a curmudgeon at times. All right, let's go. All right, let me go show you my library study sort of area. Oops. Oh, there's also a cave down in there. There's several caves around in this world. For those of you who are new, you will see them eventually. Anyway, so that's the outdoors inside thing. And it's going to have, on the second layer, it'll have windows and a big skylight up at the top. And, yeah, well, anyway, I have ideas for how that's going to go. But all right, so let's go back this way now. Here, I'm just going to hold the button down and let's just listen to the grass sounds as I'm walking along. Yeah, those are nice sounds, aren't they? Oh, you know what? Yeah, let me go sleep on the bed. Okay. And we're going to the study. Alright. So here's where I put some bookshelves up. I'm going to leave them like that for a minute. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to have the bookshelves kind of go along this way. I think I might have this be sort of a, you know, like a conversation pit area kind of thing. And I don't know what I'll do along this wall just yet. Maybe more books. But that whole wall is going to be at least this part all the way to the steps. That will be all books. I'll probably have books over here too, I guess. At first I wasn't gonna, but man, maybe I do. Yeah, let's go over here. Again, I think I'm just gonna leave this part empty, more or less. So yeah, so maybe I have more books along this wall here. And I gotta figure out a way to get one of those, you know, those ladder things like they have in old libraries with all the wood shelves and, you know, and it rolls along, you know what I mean? I don't know, I'll have to figure out how to make a mod for that. Anyway, this area I'm going to have, there's just going to be a big comfy chair if you want to sit and read. Alright, so let's go up to the top, or not the top. Well, I guess it is the top for now. Alright, so this is going to be the second layer. Second story, I guess. Oh, and this bit over here is going to go all the way to the top as a skylight. Anyway, yeah, I like the idea of that. Alright, so this over here. So there is a stairway there, right? This one that I just came up. This is, and there'll be more stairs. I haven't decided. First I was going to have them just be like, this will be a stairway, right? So there'll be this, like you'll come up here, then you walk there, and then there'll be, you go up that way, and then go to this, the third floor. I'm thinking I'm going to make this whole place 4 stories high. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these rooms, you know what I mean? But I guess that's the challenge, right, when you're building a thing like this. And there'll be a stair, like I said, over here somewhere. Actually, I was going to maybe put it over there. Because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do here. Like I might leave this open, right, all the way at least to the second floor. Just have it be kind of grand looking, I think that's what I'll do, and I think I'll have this. I think I'll have the stairway here, right? And it'll be like, I don't know. We'll see when I get to make it. We'll see how it's going to go. But anyway, so there you go. That's the study area. I guess that's it for the tour, isn't it? Okay, so what am I going to build now? What was I building? Oh, I was taking these walls. That's what I'm doing. Okay, let's fly. I like to fly while I'm building. I feel more maneuverable. Alright, so let's go over here. And so this is that hallway I came down to. And whatever this room's going to be. I'm thinking I might make this be like a music room, like with a piano and some other instruments and stuff like that. Not like a recording studio room, right? I've been thinking about putting that in, like somewhere upstairs. Yeah. Anyway, so where did I leave off? Let's just come around here. Now, do I want to do interior walls? Yeah, let's do some interior walls. And then I'll do some more exterior walls. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to think. It just dawned on me. I want to have windows on the second floor. Or do I want to make... Here, let's get over here closer so I can do some counting. There we go. I guess I got to drop down a bit. Alright. No. Yeah, it's better. Let's go over here a bit. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, I think it was 2 right there. I'm so crappy with using these trackball things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I gotta come down. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I guess it's 12, so 36 feet. I was just thinking, do I want to make the first floor, like, that's really tall ceilings, isn't it? 36 feet. Yeah, I think that's too tall. So and then I gotta start thinking, do I want to have windows in here? On these exterior walls. I'm going to leave it alone for the moment so I can just, break through and put windows in later. And I'll decide where the windows go when I pick what I'm doing for each of the rooms. Let's just do it that way. So let's just go build walls for the moment. And let me get this way a bit. And, okay. Let me get to this and then... Alright. Stacking up blocks. Now here, for some people, this might be a bit tedious because it's just watching a guy build stuff, right? Because, you know, there's no real adventure happening yet. Oops. All right, let's go up across here like this a bit. Yeah. It wouldn't be fantastic if we could actually just kind of build stuff like this, right? You just kind of float around and, right? And, you know, if you could really build things this quickly, right? Oops. Oops, all right, there we go. All right, let me go up a bit there. Let's go over this way a bit. And here we go. Blocks and blocks and blocks. Okay, that's nice. Now let's come around over here. Let's build this wall here. Building walls for my big manor. You know, maybe a thing I might do have in my mind. I'll have to figure out how the gaming in this works, but I might make it be like something that was once a former manor that is now a hotel or something, you know? I don't know. That might be an interesting thing to have, you know, for when I'm thinking of actually making it be a game, you know? As opposed to me just, well, I guess it is a game anyway, but instead of it being like a solitaire game right now, right, it'll be playable by people. Because it's my intent, I've mentioned this before, but let's do it that way. There we go. I want to be able to put it onto a server. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that there are some public servers. Oh, here, let me go start over here because it'll be easier to make sure everything lines up, I think. Is that right? Is that the right height? Seems like it. I think so. Okay. If I'm wrong, it'll show up later. So let's build from here. Because I always lose count of stuff. And, wait, what's going on over here? Oh, alright. I thought there was a weird gap happening, but I guess it was an optical illusion of the perspective. So let's go this way first. And let's go over here a little bit. Oh, you know, I just noticed by looking at the meters over there on the OBS thing, which is the software I use. I think it's Open Broadcast System or something like that. That's what OBS stands for. Because it's an open source thing, I think, is what. Anyway, I might be wrong. Anyway, it has these little audio meters so you can keep track of, you know, your levels and stuff, right? And I was so worried about getting the button clicks in on my left mic so it would appear to be in your right ear, I think, for the keys. You know, so like when I'm clicking the mechanical keyboard that you can. Let's go over here a little bit. And oh wait, I need to go over here. What am I doing? Up. flying to my bed. Can I do it from here? No, let's come down a bit. How far away can I be? I can be pretty far away. All right. All right, let's go over here and look at my weirdly screwed up wall that I got here going on. Okay. All right, here we go. There we go. Okay, now let's come over here and go up just a touch. All right, let's go bing, 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 bing. Now I got this. And like that. And come up a little bit. And don't slouch so much, Bill. Come over here now. And all right. Okay, yeah. See, I think what I want to do is look over here. See, I have these little things sticking out because that's where I'm going to put the floor. I am going to use slabs for the second floor. I know it means I'm like half, like see, I have a half block off or something like that. So I can't stack things really on the slab floor. Oh, you know what? There's a thing. All right, so I'm going to have to figure stuff out. Yeah, I'll have to sort this out. Now it just dawned on me. Because that is going to be problematic, isn't it, to have the half thing? Because like when I want to put furniture on it, right? So I look at, let's go over here. Right, see. Right, see. So I have to decide, man, I might have to go redo all this. Because I like the half floaty thing in a lot of places, because it just appeals to me. But in places where I'm going to, oh man, all right, why am I, let's come over here. We may be backtracking a bit and doing some rebuilding possibly. Yikes. Let me come down here and see how this is. See, cause, all right, those are just blocks. It's all just slabs. See, I can set things on all of those. I won't be able to set things on here. All right, so when I do come in here to put furniture, I'm going to have to raise it up so that it matches this. Right? Unless there's a way when I do the mods that I could account for that. I might be able to do that. I don't know. I don't know how. Well, whatever. I'll sort that out later. But it's okay. So I'm okay with the library being like this now. But I'm thinking when I go up to yeah, when I go up to the second floor, right? Okay, let me go up here now. All right, I got to think about what I'm doing here now because I'm a lazy guy, you know what I mean? I don't want to have to tear all this out and put it back in, but I might have to do that. What will I do on this floor? Because this works so nice right here, you know? Okay, I'm going to leave this alone here, right? But I think for the rest of the building, I am going to do slabs like I did over here. So I will do the same thing up there. So on the next story, I'm going to pull those all out. Let's go do that now. And up. Let's go over here. Oh wait, I have some over here, don't I? Yeah, let's go take this guy out. And all right, let's go take these ones out. So now I have to decide. I guess I'm not close enough. Come on. Come on. Alright. Should come over here. Let's go up. Now I'm going to want to take these out too, aren't I? Yeah, let's just take them out. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. I think I might just figure out something trippy to do with that level. Just have it be a unique thing, you know, I don't know. And yeah, but everywhere else I think that's the right thing to do. I mean, I will probably use the slabs occasionally just because I dig that thing, but I think for consistency's sake in most places I should use the blocks. So thanks for the tip, man. It is probably a better idea. Alright, so let's get back to building walls. And let's come over to here. There we go. Now let me go back to the blocks. Here we are. And here we're going to do this now. And we'll do this. And we'll do this. And now we'll do this. Oh, too far. There we go. Up. And doink. And here we go. And here we go. Now let's do this, up this. Let's back up a bit. Oop. Why is the thing not... It's like my trackball is sticking or something. Alright. Just gotta slide a little bit more. Too far, maybe? Yep. Yeah. You know, I just realized, I think I will open up the idea of what I'm doing here to you guys. What kind of rooms do you think would be a good idea? You know, because I'm going to have a ton of rooms in this thing. You know, I have one idea that just came to me. It's like, it's not anything I would have thought of for myself just because of, you know, the guy that I am. Oops. surround system type thing. It's like you wouldn't really wear headphones, right? It would just be, well, you could if you wanted to, right? But have this like, you know, I mean, what, 7.1 or something, or I don't know. What's the biggest thing nowadays for the number of channels for surround? Is it 7? And 7, you know, with the subwoofer, or maybe 7.2, because I know a lot of systems, you can get better bass, just, you know, filling in space rumble for a room with, you know, a couple of subwoofers, but with that in mind, when I do the hi-fi room, it's just going to be a 2-channel old school hi-fi room. No subwoofers, no backfill, no, you know, just good old fashioned. Is that it? Is that the right height? Let me go here. Well, here, let me just do this. There we are. Now I've got to decide, do I want the floor to be this level? Yeah, you know, I'm just going to be like that. I'm going to arbitrarily say that that's where the floor, because that's where it is, right? It's so tall. You know what I mean? It's not like it has to be any particular count. Let's get a little bit closer. There we go. All right. Now here, I think I've asked this before, but I can't remember if I have. And I don't remember if I got any answers. Yikes. If I did make that. Who likes, as far as ASMR sounds, the placing of the bricks? Because for me, it's hit and miss. Sometimes I really like it, but other times it's kind of eh. Oh, let's get that out. All right, let's do. Let me get over here. All right, there we go. Let's do that one and that one, and now here. All right, that's all nice now. Okay, let's go. I guess it doesn't matter which way I go. Let's go over here. There we go. Oops, there we go. There we go. And up and up, up and away, right? Oop. All right, here we're in the outside inside part, aren't we? I'm going to leave this alone because I'm absolutely going to have my mustache part of my beard is getting itchy. All right. Anyway, I think I'm going to have a lot of glass blocks in the walls over here on the second floor. You know, I'm thinking I might put structures like weird little patio things that kind of just float out into here, you know what I mean? But I want to keep it really very open. All right, so let's just leave that for now. And let's come over to here. And let's close a little bit. There we are. Come on now. Let's go this way. All right. about to start singing the hi ho thing, you know, for from the Snow White thing, but if I did, I bet Disney would want to take the money off it, for a copyright thing. I did get, somebody tried to make a copyright claim on my channel. Well, actually a couple of things, because I did a couple of covers, like Magic Carpet Ride and, oh, I'm so tired. Anyway, I didn't monetize them because I'm treating them like a cover, right? So I'm fine in that regard, because taking a song and then turning it into ASMR, that is a significant modification to the work, and I am doing it as a cover, so I should be pretty safe when it comes to copyright stuff in that regard. But anyway, so I did get a copyright claim from somebody, and it had to do with one of the sound files that I use on my, I guess the outro. I don't know how many of you have noticed, but okay, so I have a music channel called Three Monks in a Tub, and if you've watched all the way to the end, then you get what I'm talking about. But for, like when I'm having like credits roll by and stuff like that, which is really funny because the credits are for the thing itself, you know what I mean? So they don't really, all those things don't occur anywhere else in the videos. So I don't know, to me it's a bit of a joke kind of a thing that amuses me. Anyway, all of the stuff that I've used for that, for images, for making the collage that is the image, and for the audio in the background, which is the sound of waves and water type stuff, and all of that stuff is Creative Commons, right? And it's Creative Commons 0, so CC0 is it's a licensing thing for stuff. And if you put out a work and you put it as Creative Commons 0, it means you could use the work even without attribution. Like, you don't even have to give the people credit, you could just use it. And so that's the things I tend to choose to use, but I do give them attribution because I do believe people should get credit for their work, even if they're just offering it to everybody just to be freely used. Anyway, the site that I got the stuff from is called freesound.org, and they have links to all the pages that contain the, what the legalese of the licensing is for Creative Commons. And I have those links anyway, so YouTube sent me a thing, oh, they did this thing, blah, 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 and you can dispute, which I did immediately. I said, no, they do not own the copyright to that. They're lying to you, and they're not even the person that put it out, right? Which, that tells you what's going on with YouTube, right? And YouTube, until I sent them the link to the license, was siding with the other group, which is like, what are you doing? You automatically choose to be on the side of people who are lying and cheating, which is like, what are you doing, man? I mean, it did get fixed, but I don't think it should be that their automatic thing is to protect potential thieves, right? Like, there's a lot of people, like, for example, I don't know how many of you, I should start slowing down, I don't need to be so amped up about this, but there's a guy who's a music YouTuber, and he's mostly, I don't know that he does anything other than music education, really, because he talks about songs from a critical standpoint using music theory. So he'll talk about the chords that are used and how the melodies work against those chords, and it's really pretty sophisticated, but he does it in a pretty easily understandable fashion, I believe. Anyway, in copyright, there's a thing called fair use, so that, like, critics and educators can use pieces of material, because if you're going to talk about music educationally, you have to be able to talk about pieces of music. That's just like, what, I mean, if you think that that's not the way to do it, then you're just an idiot. Sorry to insult you, but no, not really sorry to insult you. You're just being stupid, willfully ignorant, you know what I mean? Anyway, And he's in a whole lot of trouble because he's getting, I think it's Universal Music Group that is the main thrust behind him, and that they're trying to basically shut down his channel about all this stuff that is obviously fair use, right? There should be no, it's like this should not be happening. And he's probably going to, if he hasn't already, he's probably going to have to go get lawyers. And I think it's going to take somebody getting lawyers that has a deep enough pockets to get on the roll, sort of a class action thing against YouTube to force them to alter their policies about how they deal with fair use. Because I don't know what their excuse is now, but it's like, you're doing it wrong, and what you're doing is illegal. Anyway, so it's super frustrating. And I'm sure if you looked into it deeper than, just the superficial nonsense that I've seen, that their excuse is going to be that there's so many videos that get uploaded all the time that we can't possibly keep up with it with, a human way of making that. And it's like, man, if you can't get your computer stuff to understand recognizing the thing and then understanding the context of it. Because here's the deal. He's getting hammered by this stuff, and then there are other people who do reaction videos to, the same material, more or less. And they're not getting copyright strikes. So I don't know what's going on, to be honest. Anyway, there's enough of me complaining about the woes of bureaucracy and I just got another idea, because I was like, maybe I should start putting the floor in, so I'll kind of know where I'm going, you know what I mean, with it. But now I'm thinking, why do the upper floors have to all match as far as height? Interesting thing. I might, as long as you have appropriate stairways and access, what difference does it make, right? I think I like the idea of that. So, come on, why is my, there. There we go. Get out of my way, I can see what I'm doing. There we are. And let's do this wall here. How long is this getting to be? It's already over an hour. I'll go for a little bit more. You know what I'll do is I'm going to finish these interior walls. And let me finish the interior walls, and I'll see if I'm going to do anything else more today. Here we go. Man, I feel like I just spent a huge amount of the time of the video complaining. I'm sorry about that, guys. So let's come over here this way. And we'll go up. And we'll go up. And we'll go up. And we'll go up. Now I'm going to come over here this way. Oops, come on. There we go. There it is. There, up, 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 up. way now over here. Oops, come on. Is that the right height? Yeah, it is. Okay. Right, all right, there we go. Oh, I just realized I have all these gaps here. I'm going to leave them open because if I have the alter, the changing heights, I'll wait till I start putting in the rooms. And yeah, so let's just leave that open for the moment. So I also have to, think about windows. Also, I guess I'm going to have to decide which rooms can you just kind of freely walk into and which rooms have doors, that kind of thing. Because right now I don't really have any interior doors, do I? Alright, let's go over here. And up, 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 up. I can't tell how tall I'm getting, so let's get back over here and match these. There we go. Get out of my way, I can't see what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. And like this. And let's go over here like that. Out of my way. Thank you. Alright. Let's go over here and do this. Yep. Oh yeah, that's something I just realized. I wonder if I should get persnickety about dimensions of things, because it just dawned on me. Like when you're doing a room for audio, there are certain types of proportions to the size of the room you need to avoid because you'll get standing waves, especially at low frequencies, and they can be really horrible. I remember I used to live in this warehouse, and it was sort of a warehouse complex. It was like 3 warehouses kind of connected to each other. And it was this sort of weird, arty, live workspace kind of place in West Oakland, like in a really, really like scary part of West Oakland, frankly. And I lived there for a while. Anyway, it was divided up into all these separate little spaces that you could, well, a bunch of artists. There was a lady who was a dancer. There was mostly it was musicians, but there were some other artist type people in there. And I think one of the dudes was a writer. One of the guys I didn't really know all that well. Anyway, most of the people knew most of the other people, you know what I mean? We're all weird, arty screwballs, living in a warehouse in West Oakland. Anyway, I shared this space with 3 other people, excuse me, and it was a 4-bedroom thing, and it was divided up into like 2 stories. There was a downstairs and upstairs, and upstairs had the bathroom and the kitchen, and then the downstairs had like the common living area, and my bedroom and this other guy bedroom. The other guy's name was Bill too. And the other people lived upstairs, and they were a boyfriend-girlfriend couple, so they each had their own bedroom, but they often just, obviously slept in one room or the other most of the time. Anyway, but also on the ground floor where my bedroom was and the other Bill's bedroom was, and the sort of living area, there was also a space that they built a practice room. And the practice room that I used was in a different part of the warehouse because it was... the rest of my bandmates lived elsewhere in the building, and the practice room was part of their live workspace. Anyway, so the Bill guy, he was a physical artist. He made sculpture, and he used to work in museums, like for doing restoration and that kind of thing. Crazy. Anyway, they built a sound room for themselves, and they weren't really paying attention to what they were doing, I guess out of ignorance, although the one guy was constantly claiming about how smart he was about audio and sound and all this stuff. Anyway, they built the room in such a way that they had really bad ratios between the height, the walls, how, the length, width, height dimensions of the, the sort of rectangular cube that, makes their practice room. And I don't remember specifically what the numbers were, but they did, like, if you read a book on stuff, like audio stuff, and you're building a room, they'll tell you that kind of thing, like in one of the early chapters, And one of the things they'll say is you should avoid certain ratios because, and they built theirs to precisely ratios that you shouldn't. You know what I mean? It was like they built their thing to like the worst possible, And they did it with like a room inside a room thing, you know what I mean, to isolate it sound-wise. But they killed it by having the standing wave thing, so like the bass sound inside that room was horrendous. If you played quietly and not low frequencies, it was fine. But if you were playing like the level of a band with any kind of low frequencies, it just shook and rattled, and I felt sorry for the one girl because she was the bass player and she couldn't hear herself properly. It was a really big nightmare. Anyway, so I'm thinking about that in terms of the dimensions of my hi-fi 2-channel room. I may have to, because I wasn't even thinking about counting that, and I don't remember all the proper or improper proportions, so I'm going to have to look at things if I want to be consistent and cool. I don't know. Maybe I don't care, maybe because this is a fictional world, so maybe it doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's see, how long have I been on here? A minute, an hour and 8. I'm going to wander around a little bit at nighttime, and then I think I'll sleep, and then do I want to do any more? What else do I want to do before I call it a day for today? What I think I'll do is I'm going to build the stairway to this level. Yeah, I'll do that because that'll alter how I treat this floor, won't it? And then I'll get it lined up to what I'm going to do with this space here. My eyes are itching. Yeah, so let's just do that. Let me think about what's going on here and do the stairway. The stairway will go up to this level. And then do I want it to come back? So I'm thinking, do I want it to go up, over, and then up this way? How wide is this? Let's get over here. How many squares wide is that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to make the stairs 2 things wide, so it'll be like 6 feet wide basically. Coming up, is that big enough maybe? All right, let's just go over here. Let's go to the bed. Let me come down a bit. Not close enough yet. There we are. Okay, so let's get over here now. Actually, you know what? Let's turn off flying. Okay, so I'm going to get away from these. Let me go put steps up and think of what I want. So it needs to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, do I want it to go? All right, so let's, but I want there to be a bit of a landing, so let's come out. Let's make it a pretty good size landing, so let's put that there. And then now 5 this way, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably going to make the landing bigger than I thought. So let me put something here just to mark a space, and decide, do I want it open under the stairs? Yeah, I'm going to leave it open under the stairs like I did in the study for now, and I'll try to figure out something to do with that stuff there. Oops, no. So you have to be careful about where you stand to put the stairs. There we go. Oop. Alright, so now I think what I want to do is this. Let me see if this works the way I want it to. Alright. Yeah, I think that'll work, because that just makes it be like a step up to here, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, so let's go back down. And let's... Oop. Forgot I'm in the wrong thing there. Let's get the stairs back. Oop. Chibi Bill, what are you doing? And... Oop. Alright. Now let's put the blocks here. Oops. Just that way. Alright, there we go. Alright, so you're going to come up to here. And... Right, alright, then we're going to go like this. And I'm going to say bingo, bingo. Bingo, 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 bingo. Alright, now... oh, how do I put a stair here now? You know what I have to do? I think let's do this. I can probably take it out afterwards. That'll be fine. So let's do this. Let me put that there like that, and that there like that. Now let me go back up. Here, I'll just fly. Screw it. Right, okay, now let's face this way, I guess, and let's put a stair there. Right? Let me go look at this now. Do I want to have that block underneath those stairs? Yeah, that's sort of a... yeah, you know, I think I will leave it like that. That's okay aesthetically. And, alright, I'll just leave that like that for the moment, and I'll continue up when I have. Alright, so now what I want to do is along here, right? Oops, wait. Alright, I want it to be open from there. Do I want it to be... I think I'll put one more there like that, because there's more than enough vertical clearance. People aren't going to bump their head on that. Alright, oh, you know what, here, let me get over here, and let me up a little bit, actually let me kill flying again. Just like kind of walk around on here while I'm doing stuff. Alright. You know, I'm going to have this partially opened, right? Okay, let's... alright. I know I've said this before, but I really like the idea that, oops, you know, like you don't need to put up girders or joists or anything, you know what I mean, to do any stuff, or you just put stuff wherever you want. Alright, let me fly again, I guess. And let's back up a little bit. Alright, wait, where am I at here? Okay, here. Okay, I think. Oops, let's go this way. Alright, let's go for it. let's turn off flying. Alright, so, right, that's what's going to go there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this row out. Let me go over here. Let's take these out too. Let me see. Because those stairs are going to go up there, and this will be like this here. Alright, let me go downstairs and see what that looks like. Alright, okay. I think I like that okay. So I think what I'll do is I'll put like a... Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Let me look at inventory. And I want to look for those wall things that are, I don't know, because they seem to function a little bit like railings, you know? Like, so that's what I'm thinking of doing. Aspen wood. What is that? Diamond block. Wow, alright. Okay, there's the door gate things. Alright, those are all slabs. Here's stairs. TNT, yeah. Alright, did I miss the fences or the wall things that I don't know. I must have. I don't see it. See, this says fence. Where was the walls? Alright, no walls in here that I see anyway. Am I being blind? Oh, these chests, right. What's this bit here? Copper lump, alright. These are fences. These are just blocks. These are blocks and stuff, and that's wooden ladder. Is that steel ladder? Okay, pickaxes. Here's some more blocks. There's shovels. Alright, what's going on here that I don't... I see the gates. What is this? That's a trapdoor. How is it that I don't see the walls? Where are they? That's a slab. Now this is going to be all slabs now, right? That's all slabs. That's all stairs. Those are all stairs. Those are all stair pieces. I don't see them anymore. What happened? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... Let's see, do I have anything doubled up down here? I always do that. I'm going to take out the glass door for now. And I'm going to put the book I'm going to see if I can go grab one of those fences. You know what I mean? Oops, I'm not in flying mode yet. There we go. And to be able to reuse it, you know what I mean? Because you can sometimes pick stuff up and then use it, right? Oh wait, where am I going? I need to go that way. We're flying at night, right? That's alright. That's going to be it over here, isn't it? And we're flying, and we're flying, and we're flying. Here we go. And we're flying. Kind of feels like flying like what I imagine it might be to be in an airship. Oops, what am I doing? I can't look around. If I want to look around, I should stop. Alright, so let's get over here. Alright, see, I'm afraid that what's going to happen is if I go to, oops. I wanted to go, let's just kill flying for now. What happens if I do this? Nope, see, it breaks it. Oh, wait a minute, no, I do have one now. Alright, so let me do this too. Oh, alright, it didn't do what I wanted it to do, so let me go in my inventory. Alright, let me get rid of this one. I don't know, it seemed to me that the diamond pickaxe worked better. Maybe it's my imagination. And let's move you over here. Now, let's see if I do this now. And no, it didn't let me take it. Alright, let me go into inventory again. What does this tell me this is? Cobblestone wall. Alright, maybe that's all I need. Maybe that's the... Well, here, let me just type in wall for the search thing. Maybe I should have done that right off the beginning, right? Oh, what is this? I don't think I'm going to like this, but let me just go see something. And now let me fly again. Let's go up. And let's go over to there. And this is going to end up being a much longer video than I intended. Flying at night. Oh, you can see I put a light down in that cave. You know, I think I should do an episode of Minetest Monday that's purely about cave exploration. What do you think? Alright, I'm going to go over to here. Alright, let's go over here. Now let me come down. Now let me... Okay, I guess it just makes up its own connecting bit. Alright, let me go over here. And now let me kill flying now. I can just dude. You know, I'm going to go sleep for a sec so I can... So let me turn flying back on. I'm so scatterbrained. Alright, is that close enough? Nope, not quite. Okay, now let's go look at this. See, I don't know if I aesthetically like that. But I like the idea of having like a wall thing here. I was trying to fly in. See what I mean? It's sort of like the railing to keep people from falling off the... So, you know, I'm going to take these out. I just don't like the aesthetics of it. So I'm going to try doing it with just... I'll just try doing it with a wall and see how that looks. Oh, too far away. Alright, now let's go get this here like this. Oh, you know what I think I might do? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Never mind, let's go into inventory. I'm going to... I'm going to get a glass block, and I'm going to put a wall of glass blocks. Is that what this is here? Glass pane. Now let's go get a glass wall. So let's clear that. And let me just do this. I'm just being lazy instead of do that. Let's just take advantage of the search thing, shall we? And what is this? Glass door, glass slab. Okay, I'm going to just use glass. All right. And let's get out of here. And now let's get over to here. Oh, that's too tall. I don't want to be 6 feet tall. I think a 3-foot thing is probably enough, don't you think? Or maybe not. Maybe it would be interesting to have it be 6 feet. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to try that. I can always take them out, right? Let's do that. Oh, there is one there, I guess. I didn't think there was one. All right, I guess I didn't realize I put it in there. Oh, I missed one here. All right, there we go. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. So that way you can't fall off the edge, you know what I mean? Even if you wanted to. Yeah, I think that's about right. So I'm going to leave that there. I can always change it later. Now I'm going to think about what's over in here. Right, because this is coming into this bit that's going to go down there. Alright, let's move this. Because I should have steps there. Oops. Alright. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's take this one out. Alright, let's do this. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's go up. So I'm going to put, oh wait a minute, let me do this. Oop. Alright, now let's do this. I'm going to go walk down here. Let's come this way. So you can come over here and look out and right. So I think that's all this is going to do over here. It's just going to be a silly little place you can just walk over and go, what the hell? Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing, but I like the peculiarity of it. All right. I think I'm going to call that a day, gang. Yes, I believe that I am. Okay. So let me escape from here. Let me exit menu. Let me go over to here. And anyway, so there's another episode of Minecraft Monday in the bag. I will be editing this and then it'll go out today, which is, again, September 15th. If you guys had a good time. I think I should do a secret word today, or should I? You know, I'm not going to bother with a secret word today, because I just can't think of one, and yeah, that'll be that. La 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 la. So, anyway, I hope to see you in the next episode in 2 weeks. Otherwise, there's other videos coming out, and or remember the live stream on Saturdays. Hope to see you there. Anyway, aloha, siblings.